We're up again 25% on this particular company. Let's have a talk about it with the DocuSign CEO, Allan Thygesen, who ultimately is displaying what seems to be a growth here that is not just coming from early contract renewal, but also new products that you're offering. How much are they to be said for the galvanization and growth?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was a very positive quarter for us. I think we beat on all the metrics and were able to raise for the full year. And that was really a reflection of strength across the board. So in our existing business, the signature business everyone knows well, we significantly improved retention and reduced churn. We've grown our channels from being predominantly direct sales to now also having a very strong digital channel and building out our partner channel. And then, as you mentioned, our new products, which we launched at the end of May to a limited distribution to the mid-sized customers in North America, started contributing in this quarter as well. So it's still early, but I think DocuSign is on a very positive trajectory of rejuvenation.
Rejuvenation. Let's talk about that, because the acceleration in billings are basically coming from a very depressed level. And everyone is saying that this is really encouraging. But when I look at Piper Sandler in particular, they're sort of waiting for really the new solutions, the new offerings to make meaningful difference to your revenue. When will that happen? Will it happen?
Yeah, well, it's a journey, and we're working on that. Our goal is to return to double-digit growth. We're not putting a particular timeline on that, but as we roll out these new products across more geographies and segments, we just launched around the world here about a month ago, and just started shipping to enterprise rollouts and departmental level rollouts in enterprises. So we're still adding customer segments and geographies, and as that impacts more and more of our book, we can drive more growth. And of course, any continued improvement in our core business also helps. And so you're starting to see some early signs of that. We got more work to do, but it's very encouraging, the progress that we're making.
You've got some more convincing to do, because when I'm looking at the Bloomberg terminal, it points out what the revenue expectations are for your business going out to 2027. I'm afraid we're staying in single digits for all of those expectations out as far as we go. What do you think really catalyzes back to, I'm not saying the 40% increase in revenue we used to be having in 2021, 22, but at least the double digit? What gets you there, Allan?
Yeah, I think we get there through the combination of continued improvement and retention in our core, and then the full rollout and adoption of our new product suite. We call it Intelligent Agreement Management. It's a much broader value proposition than DocuSign has had historically. It's a true C-suite sell. It's across the entire enterprise. And we have, I think, tremendous greenfield opportunity, are in the best position to really help transform how agreements get done. That's our opportunity. As we execute on that, then we can deliver on that growth opportunity.
You've got about 1 billion users, 1.5 million customers. What sort of numbers do you end up getting to, do you think?
Well, so we already have, as you mentioned, over 1 billion signers. I'm sure we will add more signers, but we got a lot of people who are already used to signing DocuSign documents. And from a customer perspective, we're adding about 10%, growing our customer base 10% year over year every quarter. But those tend to be smaller customers. We are already present in most large companies in the world. I believe over 85% of the Fortune 500 are already DocuSign customers. So our opportunity is more adding breadth, basically cross-selling and upselling our new broader solutions into clients that are already generally happy customers of DocuSign. So that's a fantastic starting point.
And where is the competition for you? Who do you pit yourself most often up against?
Yeah, historically we've had some competition in the electronic signature space. We're by far the market leader, I think the preferred branded solution, but we have some lower price competition there. I think increasingly as we move into this broader agreement management space, those competitive dynamics change. And as I mentioned, we believe that's mostly open field running, and we're the first to, I think, articulate this broader vision and execute on it. So if we can keep that going, I think we're in a very good position competitively.
And just give us a bird's eye perspective. When you're in 180 countries, where is growing most geographically? How resilient does the US look when we're entering a new administration?
Yeah. Well, the U.S. economy has been the strongest of the major developed markets, and so we're certainly benefiting from that. On the other hand, the U.S. is also the furthest along in the adoption of electronic signature, which still remains the bulk of our revenue, whereas some other major markets, for example, Germany and Japan, are at a much earlier state of adopting various forms of electronic contracting. So we have a lot of growth opportunity there. We're growing faster, meaningfully faster outside the U.S. Than we are in the U.S., and I think that will continue to be the case for years to come.